Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. 2 panels to go. If you're there at the back, come and sit at the front because a legend is alongside me. Just a quick show of hands. Anyone in the crowd from Croatia? Anybody here who is a Real Madrid fan? Okay, we've got to ask some Real questions then. Sevilla?
Yes.
Arsenal? Bad luck if the Arsenal fans can leave, please, because I am a Tottenham supporter. And West Ham United? Okay, we know the landscape then. First of all, Davor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ben. Good to see you and in lovely Hong Kong. I have a lot of people, I have a lot of friends. Timothy Falk, Eric Falk is chairman and president of Hong Kong FA. And I really like this city, and let's do one applause for Hong Kong area.
So we're going to be focusing on a number of things. We're looking at the modern day footballer, what they need to succeed, and then we're going to look at the broader landscape, things such as governance, AI, science, technology. But let's start with the big question, Davor. What kind of attributes do you think the modern footballer needs to succeed?
First and all, education. Home education, what is more important. You see, after the 10, 20 years of football career, you see what happened with lot of money, with lot of cars, with lot of goals, with lot of success. But the extent of this 20, 22 years of playing football, it's more important to be educated to success. That's mean training, discipline, character, and training is very important, not just for next game. You need to be prepared well for one long season.
How do you zone out as an elite level footballer and ignore the noise? These days it can come on social media. You win a Champions League, you're a Golden Boot winner at a World Cup. How do you make sure you stay focused?
In that time, we don't have so many. Only phones, television, radio, finish. Today, of course, you have more interactive with the fans. You have modern stadiums. But now what I think the football players can send a message. But of course, football is not only winning times and losing times. You need to know live with the bad times when you lose and when you win. Big, huge league or cup and one World Cup or European Championship. That's how football came to the top of the 75 games a year. Sometimes you have Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday. What you can do? You will train hard, you will rest a little bit more, you will make rotation. In my time, it's 16 to 18 to 23 players. Now we have all the team, physiotherapists, coaching, all stuff, more than 45 people in the bus, but in hotel, of course.
Need a double-decker.
Yes, that's the big increase in football, but that's good for the fans, good for the games, but also we need to see health issue of the football players. How many games we can play more? Why is important? The old doctor says cooling. What time cooling mean? After the 15 minutes, after the 20, or when I'm attacking in the big game and I'm defending team and you just stop the game on 3 minutes? Who is winning on that? A lot of topics we discuss in FIFA, yellow cards, offsides, all this we can improve with VR technology. That's why we're here, and I hope we can learn more in football to everyone.
You've touched upon workload there, and we'll come on to that in a moment. It's very important, especially in light, for example, of the inaugural Club World Cup won by Chelsea. But I just want to come back to mindset, because what you were hinting at there is a modern-day footballer, and the same for when you played, can't get too much ego, can't over-celebrate the highs, can't get too sucked in by the lows. But how hard is it, especially when you're doing well, or when you're under scrutiny, to keep a neutral mindset?
On the end, it's so many games. You need to be well prepared, training, mentally, physically, and of course the group. You see why now chairman want a couple players, coach want couple players, and fans like more players. All this together is the positive things how your team perform. And all these teams, all these groups in the stadium, in the bus, in the dressing room, in the administration, we work on one level to be succeed.
Let's talk about workload in a bit more detail. Give me your thoughts on the inaugural Club World Cup. And do players now have to speak out? Because what we associate with footballers is they want to play.
Yeah.
And actually, if they're not quite fit and if they have fatigue, they won't tell the manager. Are there too many football games, and do footballers have to start speaking out if that is their perspective?
I will tell you from my experience. We hate the last game before the Christmas or before the going to holiday. I promise you, on Friday, Saturday, no one think about these results on Sunday, but that's human. You work 365 days. You need to go to holiday, and that's mental preparation for your family and everyone. World Cup, FIFA, Gianni Infantino make great. We have new era of the new championship, World Cup winner. If we ask Chelsea, is the great. If we ask Red Bull Salzburg, is the great thing to be there, to be with 33 teams, to play in the World Cup pre-season for the next World Cup 2026 in Canada, Mexico, and USA, and everyone enjoy. And that's why FIFA give the money, make the money, and everyone is happy.
If we talk about specific footballers, whether now or teammates of yours, who do you think is the best example of a footballer doing things right and therefore having a successful and long career?
Luka Modric, it's my Croatian man, and of course everyone can watch, everyone can see how he performed before the game, during the game, and after the game. That's one example. And I think that's why he has so many fans around the world. And we're glad we have it in Croatia. I have some president. We won second place in the World Cup in Russia. And that's the guy you can watch each day in hotel, in training ground, in the bus, hotel, or the stadium. That's why Milan will sign him. That's very easy. He's the great.
And if we think about mentality, individual and squad, what is it about Croatia and the national team? Small country, yet consistently big success.
It's only one dream in Croatia. Play and put your hand and you hear your national item. That's proud. What we did and what we make. House from the beginning. 1998. 1996 in England. And, of course, every 20 years we make some good success, but always France is in France 1998. He beat us. And also France beat us 4-2 in Russia. And I hope we will beat France in the World Cup in 20 years, 2038.
Of course, in 1998,
Yes.
You won that golden boot. Where do you showcase it? Is it in the bedroom, the living room?
It's in the living room. Everyone talk about what's the worth, how is gold. I say, no money can buy that. That's the 6 goals and one huge dream for one child in Croatia who dream one day I will play with Diego Armando Maradona. One day I will play in Real Madrid or Arsenal or West Ham, all my ex-clubs. That's how you need to be prepared mentally for this huge 22 years. It's a long way to play football. And that's why I'm glad and why we need to talk with the youngsters. The football is not, I will say, McDonald's. You come here with the car, you push the button, call, order your burger, and in 5 minutes you have your burger. Football is long, long, long time. If you don't do nice in childhood, you will not perform well in high level. In England, in France, in Germany, in Spain or Italy. You will not perform. How much you invest in your childhood, you will have big success in the future. And that's why thanks also for World Football Summit to introduce us to Marian and Jan. Also, we love talk about football. We love Asia. We love my CGT company, and we will make a lot of artificial turf around the world.
So you spoke a little bit about investing in your future, and that starts at the beginning of your football career, but it comes around again towards the end as well. And if we think about modern day footballers, they're having to plan ahead for life after football as well. At what point in your career did you start thinking, this might be over, and what went through your mind?
I exactly know I will not be coach. Why? 22 years. No Wednesday, no Sunday, no Christmas, no holidays, you know. You're suffering a lot of. Now, you want to be in the coach, also well paid, but no Christmas, no Sunday, no Wednesday, no 2 days with your holiday, no with the family. And of course, I know why I'm experienced in the dressing room, in the pitch, and I can give back something to football. That's my presidency of 10 years, is the great success for Croatian Football Federation. We only have 150,000 players, and we play all around the world the football, and we show how Croatian heart is big. And that's when you see always Croatia play against big countries, everyone go with small country, middle class country.
So we're going to move on to a few other topics. We'll come on to AI and sponsorship and how players interact in those spheres. Let's do technology, though, next. These days, we've got VAR, semi-automated offside technology. How do footballers have to adapt and get used to technology? It can be big things, but small things as well. For example, we see a celebration, and then you have to pause and wait, and then re-celebrate if the goal is given.
VR is great technology. I'm watching NFL, and I think in the future, if we have the VR on the box area, we need product for 19 minutes for all area in the stadium, on the pitch. What I would like to say, you said celebration, but what happened if this 20 seconds or 30 seconds after the offside, somebody is injured? That's more terrible for the guy who have bad luck in that time. He want to score the goal, but referee stop yellow or offside, and he is injured. That's another thing. Second thing, how people we will help. A lot of people today in media don't know when is the offside. Handball, big problems in football. We need work together. I ask coaches to not protesting too much. Everyone wants to be clean. NFL is one example how you can make this game more clean. And I hope in future FIFA, UEFA, or all confederations, we will work together. And we are privileged. We have the best Champions League, we have the best Premier League, we have the Bundesliga, La Liga, La Italiana, or Española is the best. But it's only 3,000 people, 100 coaches, that's enough. How many people play and train the football? It's huge amount of number, but how many people can arrive in these 5 leagues? Sorry, only small amount of the people.
Yeah, and it's interesting that injury was mentioned there. If the flag stays down, but it was offside, we saw that last season with Taiwo Awoniyi at Nottingham Forest, who ended up running into the post and getting a very serious injury.
Also, imagine Real Madrid-Barcelona, 92 minutes, and you stop the game 3 times for 1 minute. People is passionate about football. How you will reduce this time. Also, I like Colina. Colina is a great man in FIFA. He produced this new stuff, new cameras. I will always vote for this new invention. But also we need to see why we so late in these decisions. Maybe ex-football player, maybe every FA can give someone, I see if it's foul or offside or corner earlier. I will not do. I'm now 57 and I don't have time to work on that. But we need to prove, AI intelligence is in football, but that's AI can score the goal. What is the more important in football? 1-0, 3 points, go home.
Let's talk a bit more about AI. It can be used for injury prevention. Footballers more generally, whether it's AI or another form of sports science, they're getting a lot of data thrown at them. Does that improve their development, or is there a danger that it can be analysis leading to paralysis?
It's helping for coaching, helping for players, helping for everyone. Club invests so much money and he need to have data. He need to, not I will say stolen data, but that data is very important. But now, this data work for one club and not work for another club. Look, example, Man City. 2 years ago is big success. If everyone talk in Man City about artificial intelligence, everyone is happy. But what happened now? No 3 points, no Haaland score. What happened with Guardiola? I'm Arsenal fan, but I just make the example. And that's what we need, questioning and working and make these topics and open this topic. That's the football. That's the love what we do.
Let's talk about sponsorship as well, because there's more sponsors in the game. They're different kinds of sponsors. Sometimes a player will join a club and have extra commitments on top of training. Other times, players will be approached directly and have more opportunities to earn away from their club. Was that the case when you were at Galactico, or is it very different now?
It's different, but on the end is the amount of the money. In that time being maybe million, and this time is 10 million. But what you can do, who find the deal? Real Madrid, if he find 70%, 30% for player. If the player find the deal, 70% for player, 30% for Real Madrid. That's very easy, all advertising company. What is very important in this world now, the big tech company take all cake of football. When we saw one example in FIFA, how is a marketing advertising companies, who will be there? Budweiser, Coca-Cola, PlayStation, McDonald's, on the top 5. After the 5 years, on top 5 is Apple, Amazon, Netflix, all these big companies. Take this cake. Why I will invest in advertising? When I have all, content, that means I'm the boss in this world. And of course, we depend on this mobile phone, and that's the new era, and that's the new life. And he will be more in next 10 years.
Well, I think we depend on the mobile phone, but some footballers also these days want to ignore their mobile phone, and that brings us on to a different kind of player welfare. So we've spoken about physical and workload, but players get a lot of abuse these days. Maybe in your day it was more the terraces. Now it's social media. How do we combat that?
We just think about that when we played 1996 to 2000. That's the start era of Galacticos. Marca, what is the more important, I will say Marca and us, to not be problematic in Madrid. That's the best media or newspaper, or Marca.com and us.com is the more views around the world. Real Madrid is every day is in news in all around the world. And that is important for content, and it's very important to be there. And players, it's not only good you tweet or UX when you win. You only need to show the personality.
Let's talk about some of your former clubs. You mentioned Real Madrid. It's not just players that are under pressure, coaches, especially young ones too. How do you expect Xabi Alonso to fare at Real Madrid this season?
I'm sure he will be good, but we have only one problem. Barcelona is already set up and won last year the La Liga. In Spain, we always said 5 years of Real Madrid, 5 years of Barcelona. Now it's turn of Barcelona, and I hope nothing against Barcelona, but Also, I played in Seville, but I hope Real Madrid can back. What is the more important is these two clubs. You need to buy good football player, but hungry football player. That's the very important. Who can perform after the winning 5-6 Champions League or 5-6 Ligas? That's the key what Javi Alonso, and I hope he will find. And of course, great president is Florentino Perez. I wish him all the best, and I hope I will see him in the next derby against Barcelona.
It sort of strikes me looking at this Real Madrid team that definitions of positions are far more fluid. You think about Kylian Mbappe being one example. Even Jude Bellingham midfield, he can play deeper, 6, 8, attacking midfield, get into the box. In your day, was the number 9 more defined than it is now?
It's the same issue, the statistic. If I make opposite, how many statistics he will help you? If Real Madrid and my time score the close to 100 goals, we will be the champion. If Barcelona with Ronaldo score less goals, he will be second. That's he will be just who likes statistics, can check every year who is the champion. Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Real Madrid, the goals. If the missing the goals, midfielder or Kylian Mbappe or Vilnius Junior, that means less points, and Barcelona he will make trophy in the Ramblas.
I have to ask you about the Ballon d'Or as well. There'll be 2 contenders from Barcelona. I'd be surprised if you pick either of them, but Rafinha and Yamal, and then you have Dembele at PSG, probably the overwhelming favourite. Who will win the Ballon d'Or?
It's not easy for... I like football, and I will say Rafinha play well. Yamal is young, but it's making incredible games. Let's do Dembele. He scored, he won the Champions League, what is the more big content. And let's do it something for my friend Nasser Khalifa, and I wish him all the best, and I hope Dembele can win this Ballon d'Or.
Let's talk about Arsenal. You mentioned you're an Arsenal fan. How did that come about?
Arsenal, it's a great club. When I arrive and when I see this power, when I see the Highbury is amazing place. When you have Arsene Wenger, Dennis Bergkamp, Overmars, a lot of good players, Patrick Vieira. And we have great time. Playing in Arsenal, it's more important to score the goals against Tottenham and beat North London Derby. But it's great club, built value. Arteta have a great job and working hard to be champion. It's not easy. People just think you need to beat Man City, you need to beat Chelsea, West Ham United, you need to beat Tottenham. But also North, you have a lot of the very competitive league is Premier League, and I have big respect for these all clubs.
So the big question, can Arsenal win the Premier League this season?
Let's do it. I hope so, and I wish.
Looking at modern strikers now, specifically number 9s, who do you consider to be the best striker in the world now?
Oh, it's not an easy question, but let's do it. I'm Real Madrid. I will say Ronaldo and Kylian Mbappe. If I'm a fan of Barcelona, I will say Messi and Yamal. But of course, the statistics show you who perform well and who playing well. I will always defend the quality, and I will not see the club. I will not see the color of the T-shirts. But of course, in my time, Diego Armando Maradona. But now for me, Kylian, I hope this year with Vinicius, he will score more than 50 goals.
And if we sort of broaden it out, we've got about 5 minutes left. Governance is an area that we've not touched upon that much. Would you like to see more modern-day footballers go from the field to the boardroom?
Yes, sometimes the people is a little bit lazy after the football career. Everyone think about coaching, but of course you need the help. You need to give back. The football is you receive everything for the football, and I hope. And we have great football players. It's good presidency, and Europe is in advance. And also we didn't talk about women's football. What I make the great womanizer who make great the football, and it's the great honor to have new leagues, new investment, and people like to support the women's, and we need to do, and that's the great. Also, ex-football player need to see how he can help federation, helping, and Croatian FA is a big example, and that's why I enjoy working with really nice people in the federation. In that time, is only 65 people. Imagine what have England FA, German FA, or Spanish FA.
That's Croatia, isn't it? Small at everything, but you always find a way to succeed.
We like to beat big countries. We cannot lose only 3 points, but we can win a lot of.
And I think you touched on a really key point, which is women's football as well, which we're seeing develop and get more funding. And a broader aspect of that is just we shouldn't look at what does a modern footballer need through the prism of either men's football or even elite football, because the vast majority of professional footballers, male or female, are not playing in the top leagues. So when we have a strategy for how to help them and develop them, it has to be specific and catered towards each sex, each region, and all levels of the game.
America, Canada is big example. You have men's, I will not say badly, but it's starting with 350 million people. Women's football in America is great. Why? It's just start from the beginning, learn the lessons from the beginning, and invest so much. Why another country cannot score 1 goal? Of course, in childhood, a lot of women play with the kids, and just say, mom, I don't want to play. Soccer mom, try to push, but of course, it's not easy. We need the help, and I support in each way women's football, women's referee, and all kind of basketball, NBA, I don't know, in softball or whatever. We need to give chance to everyone in the childhood to choose one sport what you will love.
Mentors are very important as well, so younger footballers can look at those a bit older and learn from them. It can be difficult.
I will tell you some things. Why England always losing in the penalty kicks?
Thanks for bringing that up.
Okay, sorry, I need to say. But in a good way, I will explain. When you're young, when I've been in Arsenal or West Ham, the people is no more focused on that. Crossing bar, kicking this, but when you train, you need to be focused. Why sometimes England lose in this penalty kick? The players think, it's the final, I will score the goal. Not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You need to be well prepared to have the great success in the final games, in the semifinals, and you need to be focused. It's not a joke. It's one penalty can go, one game can go left or right. You can lose. And later you will, imagine if I lost penalty against, I always make this example, against Romania. All my friends, he will told me, even today, Davor Šuker, go to train the penalty kick. That's the kind why we need learn from the beginning and be focused in the beginning.
So you have to have that sort of match mentality 7 days a week, which means from your perspective, when you see videos of football teams doing a crossbar challenge instead of a penalty kick challenge, is that the wrong approach?
Wrong approach, and that's what happened. Statistics show a lot of penalty. Of course, Chelsea beat or lost against Man United in Russia in the final in Moscow. Why? That's part of the game. But you need well prepared this execution before, not after, not laugh. Penalty is serious. It's same part of the 19 minutes. Penalty kick, some teams enjoy to come to the penalty kick. And some people scare. You know who never missed the penalty kick? When the coach said, anybody want to kick the penalty? And one player go down, he say, I will not. I will not kick the ball. And score the goal. He never want to be in this hurricane of the nerves to score the goal. That's why we always joking in that way, but serious football player, coach need to be. Who is this 5? Appointed, well prepared, and score the goal.
So specifically on mentors, who, in terms of a teammate, had the biggest influence on you?
In my time, I came with 16 years youngest. We won the World Cup in Chile, but always the captain, always the coach, and you need to learn. Always respect all the players. When you will be old, the people who will respect you. That's the law in Croatian FA, in Croatian football, and that you see with Modric is big example.
And is there anybody now or in your playing days that you were speaking to that was younger than you that you feel you've had an influence on?
Of course, that's why I open Soccer Academy and I work and I show and you explain. Today is not just to see the goal. You need to explain why you watch on the knee of the goalkeeper, why you cross, why you control, and that's control. You need to do thousands and thousands times in your young time. And of course, imagine one young kid from Croatia playing with Maradona. And I don't believe Maradona, he will be in Seville. Until Maradona came, I shake the hands and I say, wow, great.
And what was it like to rub shoulders with Maradona?
The passion of the Argentinian, Carlos Bilardo is the coach, and this energy what Diego brings to the whole city, all club, all bus, all concentration in the dressing room, that's the huge. And look, Davor, don't look left or right, just run. I will put the ball in front of you. That's amazing.
So we're running out of time, but a couple of questions to wrap up. The first is, what is your advice now to young players? Because people are either in the room here, maybe they've got young children getting into the game. This, of course, is going to be available online. Lots of footballers will want to listen and learn from you. What is your direct advice to young footballers starting their journey?
Let's help the Chinese FA. Let's help Chinese market. It's huge market. People love all kind of sports. But why China is not succeed in football? You need to train in the young generation. If you don't control ball before 8, 9, 10 years, you cannot learn. Even if artificial intelligence will help you, you cannot control the ball. You cannot rolling, passing. All this kind you need to learn in 10 to 12 years. Then you have big chance. And I hope China, we will hold one World Cup, and I hope, I know Eric Falk, my friend from FA, Hong Kong, working very hard, and we see the progress and we see success.
And a final question for you.
Yeah.
So around about a month ago, Lionel Messi was asked to pick his favourite ever goal, and it was a header against Manchester United, and it got turned into a painting. So now it's your turn. Davor Šuker, what is your favourite ever goal and why?
My favorite goal is against Holland for the 3rd place in the World Cup in France, Stade de France. If I close, if you open my eye, if you ask me at 3 o'clock in the morning, if you wake up what time, I will tell you all information. That goal is the 2nd winning goal. It's great for my team, for my country. Also is my 6th goal. Day later, Ronaldo play against France. If he scored the goal, we will be 6-6. And all family, all my mom and all family, we just pray to Ronaldo not score the goal. That's the human. And that's why this goal is more important, more valuable. But I will also say my first goal in ex-Yugoslavia, my first goal in the league, that's also I will comparable with this goal. In that time, it's huge for me. With 16, 17 years, young guy, come to the first league and score the goal. That's the huge.
So we've got to do 2 paintings.
Let's do with Holland. A Holland goal.
Well, it's been a joy to speak to you. I think I speak for everyone in the crowd to say that was a fascinating 40 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a massive round of applause to Davor Šuker.
Thank you, Ben, and thank you, everyone.